Hello guys, first off I would like to apologize for the recent lack of content, and also I would like to wish all the teachers out there happy Teachers Day. You've been a blessing to us all. Okay, so today's tutorial is going to be simple. We're just going to be writing a text for the teachers. So I'm going to be teaching you how to make use of the typography feature in 3ds Max. I've never done a tutorial on that, so I'm going to be doing that quick. So it's just going to be basic, and I'll show you how to extrude, how to okay, let's just get to it. So now I'm just going to be writing a text. I'll go to my panel, my create panel. I'll click on shapes, then text. You can also do it this way. You go to the panel right here, you go to create here, you create drop down, select create and scroll down, go to shapes, then text. So those are the two ways you can get it done, or you can just press X on your keyboard if you are using Mac 2000, I think 2014 upwards or 14. Yeah, so just that's this great feature. You can just press X on your keyboard and type text. Yeah, so text shape just comes out. So it does the same thing basically. So right here in your command panel, you have under your create, then we have your shapes. So right now you have a lot of features. You can change the text fonts. So first of all, let's type the text we want. So it's gonna be Happy Teachers Day. Okay, sorry, that was messed up. Okay, Teachers Day. Okay, so 3D Max is so powerful. So we type this thing right here, and just clicking in my viewport will create those texts. Wow, looks like magic, right? So what I would like to do right now is change its fonts. So let's play around, select the text, then go to this drop down here. You can use, I'm going to be using Impact. In case you don't have the font, you can just use any font you have. So I'm going to be using Impact. I like this font. So with this done, we are almost, but right now you can see if you render this scene, the text won't be visible. It's just a shape. It's splines. Splines don't render except you enable. You can enable the feature right here. So you can say enable in renderer and enable in viewport. So it now gives it a shape like an outline. But that isn't really what we want. So sorry guys, I've got cold, so just don't mind my sneezing. So right now we have the text in the viewport, but we don't want to use this feature. So I'm going to show you something. In our modify list, we're going to select something called extrude. So by clicking extrude automatically converts the splines into a mesh that's renderable. So by the time I render now, it just renders properly. That's what I'm talking about. So now I'm just going to increase the amount. What it does is extrude the text out, and extrusion actually means bringing something out, like pushing it out. Yeah, that's it. Definitions can be quite hard though. So right now I'm just going to style this text a little bit. So I'm going to select the text on my modify list. I'm going to select the text, not the extrude. Select the text, so because I want to go back that level and edit it. So I'm just going to take out the space, press space bar just to make it drop. So I'll do the same for the day. So now I'm going to centralize it. I'm going to align to center. Yeah, so this is what I want to do. So right now I'm just going to move my text up a little bit. So right now I'm just going to create like a rectangular shape behind it. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. Okay, no, I don't want to use a rectangle. I'll just use something a little bit different, like an N-gun. Yeah, better. So the same thing goes for this. All I just need to, let me centralize this. Okay, right click. So what I'm using to centralize it, I'm actually right clicking on the sliders below the timeline. So just doing that, so it centralizes this one, so I can move it up. Now it's better, so I can scale it down a little bit. Good. So the idea now is to create something like a small badge just to reach the teachers, make it look good. So right now I'm just gonna do the same thing I did for that one. I'm gonna select extrude. So just give it an extrusion. So I'm gonna reduce the extrusion amount. It's something like this. Good. So even this method can work for logo designs and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to duplicate this. Duplicate. Clone. Sorry. I'm going to clone this. I'm going to create a copy. Then for that, I'm going to delete the extrude. But instead, I'm going to enable in renderer and in viewport. So I'll just So I'll just scale this up. Just increase this, okay. Good. So I can scale this down a little bit just to make it closer. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Right now it doesn't look much like anything cool, but we're getting there. So I'm going to select this one. Instead of having a rectangle, I'm going to turn it to a radial. Then I'll still increase the thickness. Yes, much better. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, so we can increase the sides so it's smoother. So basically what this tutorial is about is just splines and text, how to figure it out. So okay, let's say we want this to bend a little bit like the text, so we can add a bend modifier. So we can set the direction. So we set it to X, so it bends towards the side. Then I can increase the so we can see what I did. So just set this to 90. Yeah. We can also copy the same. That's another feature I like in Extruding. You can copy a modifier from this. Just copy this and I'll paste it on this too. Just select the end gun and paste it over. Paste it here too. So it's really getting interesting now. So I'm sure you're feeling it already. Yeah, I'm feeling it. So scale this up a little bit. So I'll just I need to create something like a ribbon. To do that, I'll just create a rectangle. Create a rectangle like this. So I'll do the same thing I did, which is extrude, but this time I don't want to extrude with the extrude modifier. I want to show you another modifier that does something similar, and which is the bevel. The bevel is so powerful. Mostly I use it for my text, but let me just show you what it does. The bevel can actually extrude stuffs on several levels, like level 1 and level 3. Level 1, 2, 3, sorry. So I would increase the height on level 1, and there's something they call the outline. So you can increase that as well. Maybe you want it to bevel in or out. So I'll just set that to 0. Let me just show you. So you can actually play around this on your own. Let me increase the outline. You can see what we get in here. Just like a chamfered edge. So I'll increase this. You can do the same thing. So that's what the bevel does. The bevel gives you this continuous edges, like you can just have something this cool. So I'll just go ahead and switch this off. There is also something I'd like to show you with the bevel modifier. After, okay, now I've actually increased the height, so I can select this, that's the curve size, and increase this, and by the time let me just switch it to this side. So it's compared to what we had before, now it's smoother. You can see the curved sides, that means the edges like this, the extrusion we did, they are now smoother compared to what we had before. So by the time I decide to, maybe you can just play around with this, it's not really okay. Let me go ahead and do this. You can bring this in, so you can, depending on what you want to do, you can just do whatever you want with the bevel. It's cool. It's cool. So I wouldn't be doing much with this. I don't want to do much with this. I just want to create something simple with this. So I'll go back to the rectangle. I'll right click on it. I'll convert it to an editable spline. Let me sort this off first. Editable spline. So now I want to add some more points. So let me just show you how to add points to splines. So I'll right click on it and I'll go to refine. I'll click on any spot I want to. So I want to create a vertex here. I want to create a vertex here. So I'm going to bring this tool in. Let me use my front view. So I'll bring this in up to this point. I'll bring this in up to this point. It doesn't really have to be accurate. So I'm supposed to like create vertices in the middle, but I wouldn't be doing that because I can just bend it. So I'm going to be adding the bend modifier as well, but let me just add my extrude modifier. So I showed you bevel, so I'll just go ahead and now add my bend. So I'll increase the angle, increase the direction, then change the bend axis. So now let me just increase the. So now you can see this is what the bend should look like. I want to flip it to the other side, not this side. So I'll just change the direction. So this is what our bend should look like. This minus 90. Good. So this is what our bend should look like, but we don't have segments in the middle. So what I'll be doing now is I'll go back to this, and I'll just add a subdivide modifier. So you can actually subdivide this spline that you had an extrude modifier to. So I'll just put a subdivide on top of the extrude. So now it just automatically shapes the. So I'm sure you guys are learning quite a lot from this simple and quick tutorial. It's not actually quick anymore. I think it's going time. Our time is fast spent. So with this done, I'll just go ahead and move this up a little bit. Actually, it just depends on your creativity. This wasn't like this wasn't rehearsed. I just decided to do something quick one. So I'm gonna bend it to the back as well, like this way. Yeah. So I'll increase the angle. You can see. So this is what we have right here. So right on this ribbon or whatever you call it, I'm gonna write "We love you." We love you. So I'm gonna type, go back and create a text. So just do that quickly. We love you. We he you. So but this time I'm gonna be changing the fonts. So let's use something like any font, just maybe, but this time I'll be using a scripted font for this side. So I'll use what I mean by scripted fonts are fonts that actually look like this. So let me try scripts and see how IPT scripts. So there's this font called script empty bold. So by the time I put it in the scene, you see what it looks like, but it doesn't look that cool because they're all caps. So I'm gonna switch off my caps lock. We L-O Y-O-U all. Okay, good. So now I'm done with this text. So I can just go ahead and centralize it and reduce the size because it looks way too big. So I'll bring it here, then I'll extrude. Depending on what you want, some people might actually like prefer the bevel modifier, but I just like the extrude. It's quite, it's not doesn't give you much headache. So now by just right clicking on the bend modifier for the ribbon, and one thing I didn't do in this tutorial is name my objects. I'm supposed to be doing that. Like that's like a good you should get used to that. So what I'll do quickly is for the text, you can just go ahead and leave them alone, but you can just give them a quick name. So the main reason why I like doing this is so that you don't forget when you work. Like you might have a scene filled with a lot of text, so for you to know what is what, you it's always good to name your objects. So ribbon has double B O N. Okay, so I'll just group this and call it badge. So group. So this text, so you go happy. So 3D Max is quite different from Photoshop. That just it gives your text the name. That's like the entire text just as the name, but this is different. So now we love you to the teachers. So happy Teachers Day, we love you all. It's that simple. So let's do a quick render. Okay, so now it looks, actually it sucks, but by the time we add some textures to it, render setup. So right here, so I'm changing from scanline to mental ray, so it's a mental ray now, and now we can render and it looks much more realistic. So I'm gonna do a quick material for this. So it's just gonna be one material stuff. So you're gonna have a red here, and it's just basic. So the idea is I'm gonna use the hack and design material. I'll select my happy, I'll slap it on it, change the color to the red. I'll have the same thing on the we love you. Then for this ones, I'm gonna make them this. Let me open this group. For this and the ribbon, I'm gonna have the same material. Okay, so I'll just add a brushed metal, then I'll just slap it on it. So one thing I need to do for those two objects is that I need to add a UVW map. So I'll select box, so it just gives it a quick UV. And for the rounded edge, we're gonna have a chrome. We're gonna add a chrome for that. Actually, the hack and design materials are actually the fastest material for architectural and design stuff. So I use it a lot for my designs and architectural renderings. So slap that on it, and let's see what it looks like in the rendered window now. So I'll just click on render. So this is what it looks like. It sucks actually. It sucks. So what I'll do is I'll go in and bring in, so I have a skylight in the scene already. So why I paused the video that time, I added a skylight. So I'm gonna press, okay, by the way, to add a skylight you just go to create, lights, standard, and skylight. That's it. So you right click on it and switch on shadows. So what I'll do now is I'm gonna press 8 on my keyboard, and I'll bring in an HDRI map. So I think what should work here is I'll use this IBL Lord. So I'll just, now let's see what it looks like when rendered. So this is what it looks like. So one thing I need to do is the rounded edge. I need to, okay, I think it's called this way. What I'll just do is I need to make these texts a little bit rounded as well, like the edges. So instead of the extrude, I'll be using the bevel. I think I added bevel already. Okay, I added bevel already. So let me delete that and bring it back on. Sorry, not the old text, just the bevel. So to delete the modifier, I'll just right click, delete, or I'll select right click and click this remove modifier from stack. So with that done, I'll just go ahead and add a bevel modifier. So that bevels it real good. Now I need to reset all these so it doesn't crash, because the more stuffs you do with this modifier, it just increases the polygon count and it just messes everything up. So I'll switch on level 2 like I already did. I'll increase the extrusion, the height, let's say 5. Then I need to reduce the outline. See what I did here? You can see we are not having that smooth edge around it, so we'll do the same for level 3. We had 5, then minus 1.6 again, do the same thing, 1.6. so but what we've noticed is it's way too much, so I'm going to reduce that to like say 2, reduce the height and reduce the outline, let's say minus 1. It's still messed up. Let's switch that off totally. Let's see what it looks like. Let's go back. Let's keep pushing. Okay, so this can't work. The text is not working. So with this, let's just leave it at this. Let's use only level 2. And let's see what it looks like when rendered. So this is what it looks like. So another thing I can use to improve this scene with the hack and design material is I'll go to my material level as I press M on my keyboard. Then for holding materials, since they're hack and design materials, I'm going to switch on. I'll go to scroll down to the special effects rollout. I'll just switch on ambient occlusion. And mind you, this actually increases your render time. So have that in mind. I'll just switch this on as well. So okay, there is one more material. So what this does, it creates this shadow below each text. It just gives it that realistic feel. So let's go on and render again. So that concludes our tutorial right here. So I want to say a big shout out to and a big thank you to all the subscribers I have on YouTube. You've been amazing. You've been watching my videos, you've been sharing my videos, and been writing comments. So if you like this video, you can go down and share. Just click the share button, share, and don't forget to like. Okay, by liking, you shared it already. So I want to say a big thank you to you all who has been sharing. And for you, if you are not subscribed yet, you can just go ahead and subscribe, so you'll be one of the first people to always see my tutorials. So I'll see you guys next time. I need to go and play FIFA right now.